They want to show me. Gotcha, Vinny.
That's why I bring this.
It's okay.
I can read it, yeah.
Maybe they put those faces.
Put a face on the front of it.
Yeah.
Want to sign in, gentlemen?
Thank you.
Vinny can come and watch us work the other day.
That was cool. That was, yeah, we had fun. Ended up seeing a fish too down the stream there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Then we had a good time.
Yep, good.
Yeah, it was a good group.
Yeah, we had 25 people total. Between both places.
At the other spot too?
Yep.
Nice. You ready, Frank?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Look this up. Call the meeting to order. Mr. Collins. I'll make a motion on the minutes, November 3rd.
Second it.
All in favor? Yeah.
I gotta make a motion on the executive session that we had to bring Buddy's pay up to what we agreed on, I guess.
One more dollar an hour. Okay, I'll continue. All in favor of that one? Yeah. I think we've done the payroll and
Yep.
warrants. We'll start with the fire chief. Get your tablet up, will you?
Just up down, it's gonna go off. Get trouble. Without me. Haven't ain't on there yet. We have done. But I haven't spoke to you for a while. We've sent to the sheriff's office a couple of times. We've done 4 mutual aid. We've done 9 motor vehicle accidents and 4 fire calls. And medical, we've done 14. So for a small town, we're pretty busy. And now we're getting called to car accidents.
Yeah.
Is that that's a month. Oh, month, yeah.
That's pretty busy.
Month for a small department. We finished up the FEMA declaration disaster for December. It's been submitted to the federal government for review, and hopefully that'll come through. And Lynn and I working on the May disaster. I got to go around and get all the GPSing and how wide the roads were, how deep they were, the damage. And do that next, hopefully Thursday, because it's supposed to be warm. The generator grant, hopefully finish that up, get the paperwork in so we can get our reimbursement. The generator has worked. The power went out down there for 5 hours, and they kicked right on, and Cliff said just like nothing, just like it was. I'll be doing building inspections tomorrow and all the fire extinguishers. I'd like to, after the first of the year, if we could bring the building committee back together.
Mhm.
Due to the fact that the grant through Susan Collins' office has passed through the Senate. And it's got 2 more hurdles to go, so I'd like to get that running and get it up there.
Yeah.
Get going on that. Like I said, I purchased the tracks for the UTV. For all the way around, and I'll be taking that out of service after Thanksgiving and making brackets, I guess. I got lug nuts ordered for it. They're the right size.
Yep,
There's only one size that fits that machine. So
right.
They ordered them 16 of them, and I'll be trying to make brackets for those. Get that. On the utility truck, the trickle charger gave out, so I got one of those. I'll take that in Friday and fix that too. No second. Thank Frank and John. I know you had a commitment Wednesday, but we attended the 402 class in Freiburg. And that will keep us going for the next 3 years as being NIMS compliant. Now, where Frank is new, you need 1 person on the board of selectmen. And I'll make a bunch of training, health officer, doing a lot of Zoom training with that. 911, they've changed the mapping. So now I have a new mapping I'm learning. I did that training last week. How to make all the 901s people, the houses and all that.
No.
So overall, we just keep plugging away.
Mhm.
And our community dinner is Saturday night, so come on out. I did
Yep.
that for you, Ed.
Yeah.
You.
Willie's not here, Cliff's not here.
I got something for Claire.
Okay,
This is from Public Works. He would like to get some ideas about putting a roof off of the salt shed roof for the grader, the broom, rake, etc. Keep them under cover. Just a thought. We have a 5-bay garage, 6 trucks, a backhoe and a grader, so there's really not room enough to get everything inside. And I think we ought to talk about that a little bit. Something down here soon about it. I'll get more trucks than what we need, I think, but. It's nice to have a spare truck, but we don't need 2 of them.
Yeah.
Anyways, then the little shed to the left of the Public Works entrance is for the citizens of Brownfield to get their buckets of sand. In other words, we're not supposed to go in the sand shed anymore. I guess the state insurance company didn't like it or something. So we put up a little shed type thing for the sand for the public. And he wants us to know that he got the 4x4 back together and took it out and used it and went good, no issues, so that's good.
Yep.
That's about it for him.
only issue I thought didn't look as spinning was working very well.
That was the new truck,
That was a new truck. Oh,
yeah. So I don't know what the story was, but it was plugged out for what, but just leaving, spreading sand about this wide.
yeah, down the road.
It's pretty thick but it wasn't filling it out like it should have. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have been something rock. You know.
Yep.
I got a question.
We might have an answer.
Is there any policy in writing how much sand is available to the public? Can they back in a dump truck and fill it up, or what is the policy? That's all the citizens.
2 5-gallon buckets, isn't it?
It's two or three, I can't remember.
Yeah. 3?
Three.
Pretty sure it's 3 and it is written policy.
Okay.
Was
Yep.
it per storm or when you say 3 buckets? What's the difference?
It's, I think it's worded per storm,
Yeah.
For a household, be less everywhere.
We can look into.
Yeah, we can look into it. Put it on the website.
And just to have it in writing so the citizens will know what it was.
Yep, make a little sign to go on the building too.
There was a sign right on the building that said, like I said, I can't remember for sure, but he said 3 buckets.
Or criminal.
Well, I would think that common sense, that what the whole idea is to keep people from, like you said, backing in with a sander and filling that up. So it's 3 buckets, they're not gonna, I wouldn't think they're gonna run right back and forth 3 buckets.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, was there just sand salt mix or what?
It's a sand salt mix, isn't it?
It's all mixed,
Did it come out shed?
Yeah.
right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I got a 500-foot driveway. And a bucket of sand lasts me quite a long time, so. Some people, I don't know if they think they need to,
You don't have to cover it.
you don't have to totally cover it.
All right, Cindy.
Vicky Katz. Still chasing that John Reese. She might come in Brownfield, who knows? She's back. She made her loop from Oxford to Freedom,
Wow.
back into Maine. So who knows where she's at now for the next sighting?
Wow.
And that's about it.
That's it, huh? Okay. That takes care of that. All right, Frank, correspondence.
Well, first of all, I want to ask Cindy, have you got any complaints at all about the barking dogs?
No,
I know last week you said you hadn't, so I just want an update.
Well, when we call about the barking dogs, nothing gets done about the barking.
because Randy runs a farm, so he's exempt, and I told her, I was done addressing that. He's exempt because he runs a farm.
What does he run for a farm?
Right, when we passed this over.
Does the state have a
In the book,
a guideline for a farm?
yeah. If you have, I gave it when, I think I had the book out the truck, I have to go get it. You had deer, emus, chickens, pigs, cattle. You consider it a farm,
Yeah, is one considered a farm? Is 10? I'm just asking a question. I don't know what the.
but there's a list in my book of what considered a farm.
Yeah.
And it's not breed specific, so
But as I was saying, that they can bark continually.
I have called the state multiple times because I've had multiple complaints from other towns. And if they run a farm, there is nothing you can do, nothing. There's no way around it.
Well, what is causing the dogs to bark continually and the owner not going out to see what is going on to make them bark?
Well, I do believe that night that you called, somebody was on Randy's property. Because he did fire a shot.
That's not legal.
Well, it's not when you protect, no, it's not when you're protecting your farm, you can shoot.
Boy, I don't know. I want to see that.
Let's see what happened.
Yeah.
Still all about this right from day one about this issue. And it's like that night that I called, I mean, it was continual. Finally at 2:30, I said, you know, this is ridiculous. And I don't know how the people that have to go to work can put up with that and listen to it, then get up the next morning and feel good about it. I mean, it's just, the thing about running a farm and having dogs back 24 hours a day seems a little ridiculous. You think that somebody would be out there checking to see what's going on to make the dogs agitated and carry on with.
There's no law on that, and I have a farm reporter, and the guy, he does his dog bark all night, and the neighbors are very irritated, and there's nothing I can do. That's how I know this, because that was happening down there in Porter ahead of time, and I called the state on that multiple times to see if there was any loophole. Anything that, you know, try this one aspect, this aspect, you know, to see, go around it, so the neighbors would be happy. There's nothing.
What are they doing protecting that barking continually all night long? And I mean, you can drive into my yard during the day, anytime they're barking. I mean, I have. You know, you leave, they're barking, you come back, they're barking. I mean, there's gotta be something causing this.
Well, first, people need to stay off his property, because
Why are people on this property?
I don't know why they're on his property, why don't you ask him? I mean, I'm not Randy.
You're gonna make it?
Let's read it.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Think it would be cleared up by somebody going out there to see what's wrong with the dogs. When you've got multiple dogs barking at several locations on the property, that it would be looked into.
he was out there because I did call him, text him, and he said, I'm out here because there's people on my property. What else was he supposed to do? I mean,
So the dog's gonna bark all night long,
or if there's people on his property, yeah,
all night long?
right, I did my due diligence, I did call, text Randy, call him. All I can do, I can't enforce the barking dog ordinance.
There's someone in the back, of course.
Ken,
One of the main issues around here is all hood rats that are breaking in people's backyards, stealing Cadillac converters, weed, whatever they can get their hands on.
Why is he at that his place, the only place that's having any trouble?
He's not the only place.
It's not the only place I've
On our street,
You can go to that,
on our street?
the
It's
picture,
Brownfield trail runs behind it. Where? Stop.
but that's gated off.
but they still use it, I mean, they can go over the gate. They're not like a vehicle, they gotta stop. Over there, he sent me pictures of people on his,
So he's got the only vehicles they're gonna take Cadillac converters on.
there's Pig Street, I mean,
There's a bad an issue for the sheriff. If they're stealing.
I mean,
Steal all cars.
there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied with the law with the state.
Well, that's like we thought with our neighbor, sending you photos of the dogs running every, you said there was nothing to do. With game one.
I never said-
And he's done something about it.
But let me ask you a question, bro. You said the game warden's done something about it. What good did it do?
Hasn't gone to court yet.
So
That just stopped the dogs from running around.
But he was the fence up to my place, so
He's
but
gonna
if he
go to
gave me a
court.
chance to.
Yeah.
I mean, he was putting a fence up, but I didn't get a chance to, if that works, we could give it 10 days. But
Well, just 2 days ago. His vehicles were running out back of my house, not on my property, but they were running out there, barking. Running out the road that goes out there,
oh, where?
out back of my house.
Huh. You didn't call me, so I didn't, guess I didn't know nothing about it.
Well, nothing would have got done, so.
I would have gone down and see what was going on, if he's got a fence up, so I would have investigated since he's got a fence up.
Okay. Alright. We got a email from a student from University of New Hampshire, his name is Alex. And they're doing a project, I guess they're calling it, for his last year, and what it is, they wanna look into this intersection down here, 5 and 113, about putting a roundabout in. I mean, that doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but they're just doing a survey on it, or whatever you wanna call it, and there's another lady that this Hope, she also called here and wanted to know about putting up some signage or lights or a roundabout, so there's more than one person concerned. She's a concerned person, but this other person is doing a project for his, for the University of New Hampshire.
University of Hampton over here.
What's that?
What,
I don't know that, but I gave him a project to do.
Mhm.
Right down here, the intersection for like Main Street and 113 and 160 coming from Denmark and coming out of the store right there. I think it'd be a good idea myself, but
The truckers won't like it.
no,
The only road that's ours is, Depot Street.
Depot.
The rest of them are state.
It's all state.
Have nothing to do with it.
No,
People pay attention to
Okay,
the
sure.
truck, and it wouldn't be a problem. but-
Absolutely. But I mean, the only thing we can do is make Depot Street one way, so you turn in, and then they have to come up 160, and that's all we can really do.
right.
The speed limit coming in is too fast, it's 45, and it's posted too close to the intersection, it should be further down towards the dump. And the other way, just coming into there at 45 miles an hour. With, Poland Spring and everybody, and And it should be posted further east and further west.
45 would be fine if they did 45.
Well, that's it.
Okay, hey, put your makeup on. Light a bulb, we're driving with your knees. So, you know what they do,
Yep,
Yeah, well, anyways, I just informing the public of
Yeah.
what's going on there. And then we got a proposal from the, let's see,
Tom Cash,
no,
no?
no, that Dana that does our mowing.
You gonna go over the Tom Cash one?
Yeah, we're skipping that for
No.
right now, because we gotta get into something we don't know anything about, so you might
Okay.
as well just wait. I talked to Wander about that.
Yep,
We got a proposal anyways for, he does the outlying cemeteries, plus he does the mowing around the parks and whatever, and another cemetery came up, the one down on Potato Hole Road, because Terry Blake had been doing it, volunteering, doing it every year, and wants to give it up, so he agreed to take it on. It's gonna be $213 per time, and he does it twice a year, so it's $426.
so we'll have to add that to his
Yeah,
mowing for next year.
right. That's next year.
Yep.
And there's a contract right here, if you wanna look it over and sign it or not sign it, or.
That's true, that's to start with this spring. The way I read that.
This coming spring.
We can't, yeah, we don't have a budget yet, I don't know. We'll
Yeah, I
have
guess
to see.
we'll see we have the money to do it, I guess.
Right.
Alright. So. Who's that?
Patrick,
Patrick Bryant, pretty much the broadband agreement or whatever is on hold for now. That's about all I can say. I don't think he's here. Yeah, he is here. He's not paying attention.
no,
Oh, that's not Pat.
No.
All right.
Any more
And
info
that-
about that, Brian?
There isn't it. It's just the whole thing though. What he basically is telling us is it's on hold. So whatever information they got could change, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know what's going on, what the reason is, or whatever, I don't.
I don't know if they know what the financing is
I was gonna say.
for Matrix.
cost.
Yeah, this, I guess Spectrum wasn't gonna do everything. Right, they were just gonna do the main roads,
That's kind of what I heard.
and then,
That's what they wanted to do years ago.
Yeah.
and They rejected it, and, you know, and they said, if you're gonna come in, you gotta do everybody, and they didn't wanna do that.
yeah, Dana?
Spectrum's already received a lot of money for the grant.
For,
They've already got approved for the grant or something like that.
for here or for Denmark, I know they did
It's,
Denmark and Lovell.
7 towns.
Oh, really? All
Yeah.
7?
One of my buddies works there and it's crazy. They're doing fiber everywhere. They're tearing down all the coax and putting up fiber.
I've seen Spectrum cars out here. On the side of the road looking at things. Okay,
All right, then, the website was updated per Terry Egan's for the comprehensive plan information. And Mike Vane, the CEO, did the US,
MSAD student, oh no, he did the census.
the Census Bureau for the, some permits, I don't know what, building permits. And then we got a list for the MSAD student list, which somebody's gotta go over and check, make sure they're all from Brownfield, I guess.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess Michelle might know that. And then, I hate to bring this back up again, but Brian Merrill said the dog barked all night, Saturday night, October 28th. He called 911. Said they would contact the ACO. He also insists that the ACO should have to use a town issued phone.
That's the answer at 2 o'clock in the morning, when I've already addressed the issue of the barking dogs, I'm not addressing it again.
Well, if we put you on a town phone, the town will have access to it. And didn't you say before that somebody,
Anytime you go to court, if you do one town case, the town has access to any of your property.
Yep.
So there's no privacy with my phone.
have they been doing that?
They haven't asked, you want them to do that?
Well, here a while ago, didn't you say that some of the files you couldn't upload them to the AG because they were corrupted?
That was on my computer, not my phone.
But the files that somebody sent you,
That was on my old phone, I have a new phone now.
but I'm not talking about the phone, I'm talking about the files that somebody sent you.
That was the pictures, and
Yeah,
I got them uploaded to the DA. Went around a different way, but how could you normally do it? I couldn't, because it said it was corrupted, so I did it a different way and still uploaded them.
well, I still feel you should have a phone that's issued by the town.
That phone
I will
has
say-
enough memory on it, and I tried to download every. I need a phone that has memory,
What model is your phone you got now?
Galaxy 23,
Yeah. Yeah. So,
$1,000 phone,
mine wasn't that, that's what I have.
it was $1,000, I went a little bit more memory on it.
The October 28th meeting, and 31st meeting, I guess is where the problem lies. We asked if there was anything going on over there, and you said no. And on the 28th is when Brian called you, and then you didn't answer, and he called Oxford County. So,
Ditto,
but there was a call.
Yeah.
You just have to tell us that there was a call. I mean, that's all we asked. I mean,
Should they? Continue going up there.
I don't know how you fix it. We can't tell him what to do on his own property.
Say it for the ACO,
I can't tell him to do it properly when he's exempt.
so just let us listen to the barking only.
I think it's gonna end up being a civil matter. Cause
And the state law is gonna kick him because he's exempt running around.
I don't think state law will kick in on it.
Yes, it will. I'll tell you right now, they tried it for it.
What kind of a farm does he run? Can you tell us that?
He has cattle and pigs and,
And does anybody actually know that?
yes,
Who?
I've seen him, Rick's seen him,
Rick who?
Aaron,
He's not here.
but he saw him last year, I've seen him.
I know there were 2 cows brought in a month and a half ago.
No, there was different 2 cows, he took 2 cows out, and brought 2 new different ones in. One was the butcher and he got 2 new ones. That does happen on a farm where you rotate your stock and.
Really?
Yeah, they go to freeze and they taste pretty good. Next to a baked potato and a vegetable.
Those, so you're saying those other 2 he had were large enough to take to the butcher? They were about the same size as the ones he's got out there now.
So see, you've seen them, so why you question it?
Okay, let's go on from that.
That's it for mine.
What else you got?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
No.
So the referendum, the votes on it have been verified.
Yep.
So, okay. So that's all done here, because I know there was a question on, previously on, but that's all settled. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Bruce,
What is gonna happen now?
somebody's gonna run for the office.
It's gonna be an elected position.
Yep.
And that's all I'm getting at, I just didn't want to hear that it's going back to what was deemed illegal, because.
Right.
It wasn't deemed illegal, was it? Just,
Yeah.
you know,
It was a question.
it was
Question
not.
away.
Yeah,
That means it's not legal,
no,
litigation is legal.
Right.
My question was related to that also, so Pat Sirocco, we've been in town for about a year and a half, and just trying to get the lay of the land here, so we assumed with our votes on that. that we voted no, that these would remain elected positions. But there seems to be a faction in town that says, no, it reverts back to some other decision that was made months ago, so I'm wondering which one it is.
That's what I just asked.
Right,
Right.
so just clarifying,
This vote counts,
okay,
it's done.
so these are remain elected positions.
Yep.
Okay,
Joe,
thank you.
That's not accurate,
okay, why is it not accurate?
because at the annual town meeting, people voted to not make them elected positions. And the majority vote agreed with that along with the amendments. And it was once.
It was re-voted, right? The revote overturns the other vote, is the way you figure it out. Just like the comprehensive plan vote was voted down, and a year later brought back and was voted again.
Two different things. Two totally different animals. You have to revert back to what was agreed to at the annual town meeting.
Not if it's illegal.
It's not illegal, and the town attorney has already said that.
It's
How would the voters know that?
I guess there's an issue that. It could be litigated the way it was written, the way the amendment was outside the realm of the actual question. And that's where it comes into. And
That's all hypothetical. If there's a chance it could be challenged, it doesn't mean that it's going to be challenged. And the second question is, who's going to challenge it? And I don't think the select board can challenge it, because you can't use town funds to challenge something that the town has already approved. Which was those two articles, 6 and 7 at the annual town meeting. So it should revert back to those two articles with the amendments on, because that's what the people want.
Well, no, because it was voted on that, and it was overwhelmingly no.
Right, the amendment, but the amendment at the town meeting didn't amend the article, it actually changed the purpose of the article.
the purpose of
The
the article.
purpose of the article was to give the selectmen the authority to approve the approval, didn't say that, that was specifically, that was it, that was the article. They could have changed it, amended it for a certain amount of time, or whatever, but you can't change the purpose of the article.
You don't know that for a fact.
Yes.
Well, I read it and, it
You
seemed
don't
pretty
know
clear.
that for a fact.
Well, I don't know a lot of things for fact, but that
You
doesn't
don't
mean,
know
well,
Bruce?
Yes, can you tell me how many people voted at annual town meeting and how many people voted referendum? Because there's a huge discrepancy in the numbers.
There is. And I can't tell you those numbers right this second.
Well, to me, the majority rules anyway, but what else?
Yep.
Papers available for people to come in and take out.
I don't believe they are yet. No, two.
So it's 2 people. Plus the selectmen, total of 5.
What is this?
You're not understanding.
Students.
No.
Yeah.
you know if the people that are working in the office now with the town clerk and treasurer are interested in running, no,
We don't know.
no, okay.
Or the same positions are like that.
Bruce?
Got another question, and it has to do with the $400 dollars that the taxpayers are on the hook for on the community center.
Mhm.
What's gonna happen there? Is there a grant gonna be renting some year, or the taxpayers gonna get their money back? To me, they got hooey on that deal alone. They get put on the hook for $400,000.
I think that article was written a little bit off. I understand the gist of the article was to kind of get the people to know that this is coming up. But the way it was worded, you had to put anything in into the commitment book that was in the article.
Yeah, but knowing that they weren't gonna have any.
Well, it wasn't that they weren't going to, they postponed, if I understand, it postponed to apply for the grant. So we get the firehouse done. Is that?
Okay. The select board decided, and you know the whole story. We had 2 possible grants that we were going to apply for.
Yep.
One for the firehouse, one for the community center.
Yeah.
And at one of the meetings here, there was a concern that there was gonna be competition. You spoke with Carleen, I spoke with Carleen. She assured us that there wouldn't be any competition, but only one grant would be allowed.
Right.
And her recommendation was only apply for the one, because you're not gonna get two.
Right.
So choose the one that you want. Select board chose the
Yeah.
firehouse.
Yeah.
So we wrote that, the whole intent, the purpose of writing that, which she was in favor of, after we told her what the vote was to show them that if the select board ever decides to pursue a grant for the community center, the town's behind it. It didn't say we were going to, it didn't say we did. So to then interpret that and say, oh, we have to budget money for what? There's no grant, there's no approval to proceed with renovating the community center. So that $400,000 should not have been budgeted for.
Shouldn't have been in the articles then.
No, you're wrong. And Alvina, with all due respect, we're talking to the select board.
It's the articles, then the people who brought the article up should explain that to the town people, so they wouldn't have voted for it.
It was, in fact, the woman who was sitting behind me said, so what are we on the hook for? And I said, you're on the hook for absolutely nothing, because we're not applying for a grant. And if you go back to the recording, you'll see that. So they knew that. So I think what the select board did was take a broad interpretation of that and threw it in there. And I also have some other feelings about it that I'm not going to express, but.
Joe, what about the fact that we consulted a lawyer? Why do we have a lawyer if we can't trust what he tells us?
What are you asking me, Frank?
Well, he's the one that told us we had to put that in the, to raise that money.
Well,
I'm not trying to pass the buck, but I'm telling you that we don't just fly off the handle and make a decision. We try to look in and do what's right.
well, here's the thing. When you presented that question, it was just presented, here's the article, should we budget for this? None of the background was given to them about, like, we're not applying for this grant, we don't have this grant, we're not even intending to apply for this grant. So my guess, Frank, is that he assumed, oh, this is a project that you're going ahead with.
He read the article. That's what he has to go by, what's in the article. He can't assume nothing. He has to say whether it's what we gotta do, legally.
I understand that, but Frank, if you read the article, it starts off with a little introduction, and it says, if the town applies for this.
What?
And that's a big difference between saying that, hey, we applied for this grant, should we start budgeting for it because the town approved it? Not if we ever apply for it, should we start putting this money aside?
One thing I want to say publicly, there's no way that we're gonna want to put $400,000 burden on the taxpayers if we don't have it.
That's right.
So don't go making it sound like we made a decision to do it.
You did make a decision to do it, Frank.
Oh, we did.
Don't make it sound like I made a decision.
No,
to do
you
it,
made a
'cause that's what
decision
you're
to put
doing.
it in there.
I put that article in there and it says specifically if you don't understand that.
That's enough. That's enough.
Well.
Control yourself.
True.
Control yourself. It is the truth. You brought the article up. That's done. It's done.
And-
Done.
And you're not interpreting it the way it should be.
Well done?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a coward, you know that?
No.
You are an absolute
No,
coward.
you're the coward.
You're the coward. Oh
Okay.
yeah, just keep bouncing it back to me.
Yep.
You're ridiculous.
Thank you.
You're twisting these things the way you want to be.
No one-
The way the people of Brownfield, shut up!
Joe, control yourself.
I am, but everybody else needs to also.
Nobody else is yelling but you.
What about this guy right here? You didn't say anything to
He
him.
didn't yell at you.
That's because you don't have control.
He didn't yell at you.
You would say so did you.
Not like that, you didn't.
Okay, I'm done. We're out of here. Have a great night, folks.
Someone made the mistake of saying that none of us people around here know and have no
Oh,
intelligence.
we should be replaced by educated people, is what the moron said.
You're not making that statement.
I'm saying
You made one.
I
And that's
just
why
want
it's
to
going
tell
that
you,
way.
look into acreage for a farm, because I'm sure that farms are at a certain acreage.
It is, it's 10, I believe, he had.
That's all, in the village, does he have that as far as acreage? I didn't want to go, a couple of years ago, I did just what I got from talking about.